Okay, I've run into a little bit of a problem. Like I said in at least one other video, I'm kind of making this up as I go along. And I came out of here just to mess with the gauge panel because I'm still waiting to get my my little coupons from Summit that I get for buying these gauges so I can use them to buy my speedometer and tachometer. Well, we're having a fitment issue right up here at the top. So let me kind of move this around. So everywhere else it seems to fit pretty good, except we're gonna have to do something about this. Okay, so this piece of the aluminum, of the 3/4 aluminum that we're using to kind of bolt the gauges to the bezel itself, this is sticking up way too high right here. So what I'm probably gonna do is cut this off, cut this piece of 3/4 aluminum right here level with this cross brace here. We'll just cut it clean across there. I'll fabricate another little piece just like I did back here where it's 2 pieces. So now this top piece of aluminum will actually be fastened, it'll be 3 pieces. So what I'll do is I'll cut it about right there, and I'll fabricate up a new piece that'll go from here, and it'll hug real tight against the gauges up to here, and then it will still utilize these 2 bolt holes right here. I'll have to get some longer machine screws, but I'll make up a piece to go from here, basically from right here down to the bezel right there. And one of the other things I'm doing here is I'm flipping these bolts right here. Originally I had them just like this one with the nut down here on the bottom side, but I'm flipping them over to put the little button head on the bottom side and the nut on the top. That should give me just a tad bit more clearance there on the bottom, because this was catching on the lip of the metal dash. So hopefully this will give me a little more clearance. I'm probably still going to have to cut the dash a little bit, but maybe not as much by doing this. Okay, so even after reversing those bolts, flipping them over, I'm still just a little tight right here at the top. I'm having just a little bit of a problem. And I've put 2 marks there. You can see one kind of already lines up, but this whole gauge cluster needs to move to the right a little bit more. So I've made that other mark just about a 1/4 inch further over to the right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take some tin snips, just some regular old tin snips, cut on both these lines, and then fold this little flap of metal back underneath. So let me give that a shot, and we'll see if this fits. Alright, so I made the 2 little cuts. I folded that little piece of metal under. So let's see if this fits now. Alright, we made got some improvement out of that, but we're still hitting right here. And so what I'm going to do is do the same thing, take the tin snips, cut it about right there, and then fold that piece back under the dash a little bit. Okay, so up here on the top I went ahead and I cut this like I said I was going to do, but while I was in there I was like, well, screw it, I'll go ahead and cut another little panel, another little section, and fold that over. So basically cut and folded this whole section under, which has allowed us the clearance that we need on the top, and we're really close to being finished here. The whole bezel needs to drop about a 1/4 inch, not very much, and I'm not going to be able to show it on video, but it's resting, the aluminum strip is resting on a piece of the metal back under here. If I can get this out of the way, I'll show you. Pull that up. It's resting on this piece right here, and it appears to be right in this area where the paint has kind of come off a little bit. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll take the tin snips, cut, and kind of fold that over, and see if we get the necessary clearance. Alright, here's our cut, and just so you know, this area in here is real flimsy because there's not a whole lot of metal. You got the opening here for the AC duct, and So this is real thin metal, and it's real easy to kind of get it out of shape. So just be careful when you're folding this little chunk of metal over. So let's get the bezel back up in here and see how well it fits. Alright, this thing fits great now. So we made our little relief cuts up there at the top. There's that one kind of right there above the AC, the hole for the AC duct to come through. And I kind of got to hold this up with one hand and hold the camera with the other, but you can see my volume and selector control knobs. The holes line up great down there. So that's all we needed to do to get it to fit into the factory dash. So we just got to put our speedometer and tachometer gauges in, our turn indicators and our high beam indicator, and make something to hopefully cover up this area, because my truck is not an automatic. So if your truck is an automatic, then you don't need to, but I got to make some type of little cover plate there. And so yeah, so now it fits. Those are the little modifications you need to do to your aluminum and to the dash, and it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, like I said, we'll just get going on the rest of the gauges and the lights and finish up this project.